Well, hey guys, how y'all are? I just today was kind of going to talk about kind of how I set up everything here for the garden. Everything's still going really good. As you can see, these three boxes here, they're roughly 4 by 8, but it's probably like 3/4 by 7 and 7/8. But it was 4 by 8. But anyway, you can the fence, wooden fence that we have here, which is the highway for the rats and squirrels, and anyway, it runs this whole neighborhood. Anyway, I had to we had some escapee dogs, and so I had to start replacing a lot of boards. So when I did all that, I just used those boards to make these 3 boxes, and you know, pretty simple. And I just, as you can see, I would have 2 together and just use some 2x4s in the corners. And I think with this box here and this one over here were the only ones that I bought wood for. It was I think 1x6s, and I have 2 on top of another, and then I used the metal brackets or whatever to hold them together, which is, I mean, it's holding. Probably should have had 2x4s in the corners, but I did buy those. It was the cheapest wood I could find. I think I went to Lowe's. But now this box, right here, I was at work one day and there was a bookshelf that was out there in the scrap. It held parts and stuff like that. Anyway, so I asked, and I said, yeah, you can have it if you want it. So I took it, brought it home, and knocked the back out of it, and knocked the shelves out, and I had a ready-made box. It's about 3.5 this way, and I guess it's just short of 6 feet long, the length. And then the box over here, that was the shelves that came out of that bookshelf. Well, I call it a bookshelf. I don't think there was ever a book on them, but anyway, it was heavy duty, you know, because it held all kind of heavy parts. It was in I think the maintenance shop. But anyway, and then this one here, it was a box that was used to ship something in to work, and you know, it was put in the scrap. They were like, yeah, take it if you want it. So, and it was, you know, I had the carrots in here, and of course I was expecting, because it's over a foot tall, maybe 1.5 foot. But, and then this one here, it was a scrap plywood that I'm trying to remember. I can't remember how I came across that. Anyway, the three sides, I made it out of there with the 2x4s in the corners, and that white board there, I acquired that, I think, from my dad. And so anyway, that was the other side. And then of course the galvanized containers. This one here, my dad gave me that one, and I just put some holes on the bottom. And this one here was one we had. We had some bigger dogs at one time, so it was kind of set out as a trough for them to drink out of and bathe out of, and you name it. Anyway, and poke some holes in the bottom of it. And it's, you know, I've never really done, I mean, really all this is container garden if you think about it. I mean, these boxes, but you know, they're against the natural ground. And that's the reason I did that. I mean, I had thought one time of this whole section here of, you know, turning it into a garden, but this is nothing but red clay. And every time I dig in this yard, I always think, yeah, that was the right move to do boxes. And so anyway, it's very good. Yeah, this one sunflower, I guess the tallest one. All right, camera's at eye level, and he's on up there, and got about, I guess he's about a little over 8 foot tall, and one next to him is, you know, over 7, and this one here almost 7, or is 7. Got one over there, it's almost 7, and the rest of them are about my height, about a little over 6 foot. And of course, these guys over here, they're over 7 foot tall. And flowers just this past week started to open up. But anyway, and that's, you know, I turned my compost pile here. And sometimes I use these little fence and just, you know, make a cylinder out of them, fence bins, and that's what I would have the compost in, and I'll do that some, and then like right now I'm just doing just mound it up, because I've got a bunch of junk, and this is everything from scraps to from the vegetable scraps that are left over to other things I've cut up and everything. And anyway, I got to get all that out, get it cleaned up. And I think when I do that, I'm going to move, because this here is this tarp here, it's going to be on top of this in just a minute. But this is finished compost and all, and you know, all I do is, you know, I move the mound. You know, it was kind of like right here, and I just tossed it over here for a turn. But anyway, I would like to have a little bit more room, so I'm gonna try to clean all this junk out of Sanford and Son here going, and get all that cleared out, and then just all this other junk, and then I'm gonna move, I think, the finished compost over here, and then that'll open up more room here to move this compost. But you know, I've watched many a guys talk about it, and these cats on YouTube, and you know, you can't go wrong with this compost. Just all this is it's leaves and grass clippings, and you know, I mean, that's really all you need. And you know, not everybody's got the ability to have a yard. I'm blessed with that, thank you Lord, to have a yard like this, to do a garden, and to have room to do compost. But you know, if you have the ability and the willingness to do it, sometimes it can be kind of tough, especially if you do straight grass clippings. They're wonderful, but they mat up, and it's kind of like you better bring it when you go to tossing that stuff, and then, you know, trying to watch the moisture stuff on it, because it can, like I say, mat up, and it can go anaerobic on you and smell. But I mix it, like I say, with the leaves and stuff, and it works great. It's awesome, you know. And I'll make my little simple compost tea, and it works great. It works really awesome. And you know, to turn it and everything, I mean, Dad gave me this manure fork, and found a handle for it there. I think that was at Lowe's too. And well, it's kind of a hoot getting that sucker in there, but it's kind of jammed in there. It hadn't loosened up on me or anything. And then, you know, it just got the old typical fork and all that. But boy, I tell you one thing, that thing right there will move a large amount. But anyway, things are going real good. I picked another probably couple gallon of green beans here, and then all the purple hulls. Of course I had blooms, well now I've got the actual purple hulls coming in. So but last 2 years I don't know, insect or critters or what tore me up, and I really didn't get any purple hulls at all. Had a lot of growth. That's one thing I've had with my pest problems and all that. I don't have a growing problem, I have a production problem. But anyway, it's all looking good. And let's see here, right before we wrap this up, the old plum tree. I've got to eat 2 plums off this thing this week, and look at there. I was going to pick that earlier and I didn't, and something got a hold of it. That's within the last hour. Oh well, but they were good, tasted really good. So on that, need to pick those. You guys, I hope your gardens are going well, and we'll get back with you guys later. Y'all have a good one.